Password attacks. There are multiple types of password attacks. It can be brute force, which you might have heard of, dictionary, rainbow table, and pass the hash. So rainbow table and pass the hash works on hashing parameters. You know, right? What is hashing? Uh, what is a salt and pepper in hash? Anyone knows what is
Salt
salt and
and uh,
sorry?
salt is a like a random uh, word or some code injected in the hash.
Random value. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And pepper I
Why it is
haven't
done?
heard.
Why it is done? Why salting is done?
Yeah. So salting is done basically to avoid this pass the hash attack, because if the if the attacker knows the hash value, even though they can't retrieve this credentials and all.
Hmm. Okay. I think you mix rainbow table and parse the hash attack. Yeah, but you are right. Your concept is right. Okay, so password attacks are basically if anyone asks you, give me examples of password-based attack, you can say brute force attack, dictionary attack, rainbow table, pass the hash. Brute force attack. So what happens in brute force? It tries with every possible combination of password, right? uh, and how it works, see, it will test all characters combination until a correct password is found. It will test anything, xyz abc anop @ 1298 something, anything it will test, right? It will not test on a basic pattern. So it is a slow attack because it is testing for each and everything, whatever is possible, whatever combination is possible, right? So it takes time to crack the password, right? So length and complexity exponentially increases time. So that's why I'm saying, if password you have kept, suppose your password is of 15 characters, 12 characters with special characters, uppercase, something like that, you have kept the password, then it will take time to crack it because it is trying with all the possible combination, and you know, the longer the length of the password, the more permutation and combination a uh, brute force kind of an attack needs. Okay. So this is basically an automated attack. It is not that you are doing it manually. There are tools to do it, and with the tools, it will try to create every possible combination of the password. So, how to prevent brute force? Can anyone give me some examples?
Using multi-factor authentication.
Yes, one is that.
Uh, we have to enable account lockout after few attempts, like few
Yes,
failure attempts.
Strong password policies.
yes, yes. It's written there, so you can read out. Account lockout you can do. When I say account lockout, you mean if you have entered three wrong password, if attacker has entered three wrong password, your account should not allow him to enter a new password. It should be locked out for say 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, something like that, whatever policy your company has. Multi-factor authentication, everyone knows. They can use Google Authenticator or password uh, or you can use
UDP.
your network or
UDP.
network MFA. For example, your mobile operator is sending you some code, or you can use WhatsApp MFA. You can use Google, Microsoft, any authenticator you can use, right? And then rate limiting means, uh, suppose your server is which is being targeted, the server which is being targeted is behind a WAF, right? So in WAF you can do some rate limiting, that in 1 minute I should not receive more than 10 requests. So that is called rate limiting. If you receive more than 10 requests, it will not allowed to receive the 11th request, 12th request. In 1 minute, only 10 requests, not more than that. That is called rate limiting. Complex passwords, everyone knows. Just check what is the parameter of complex password in Google. Uppercase, lowercase, minimum number of characters, right? Special characters. So you can just check it. Then captcha, you might have seen captcha. One image is there, and then you have to copy, not copy, exactly read out that image and write it down. So that is called captcha.
IP blocking can also be there.
IP blocking, if the attacker is targeting from only, so these are the prevention techniques. These are the prevention techniques, okay? But if attacker is targeting from multiple IPs, normally he doesn't target from one IP, so because he knows that you will be blocking it. So you can't do multiple IP blocking, right? Every minute a new IP will be coming up. So you have to implement these techniques. These techniques will be a better technique. IP blocking is not a achievable goal in this, though you can say IP blocking if it's from a single IP.
Okay.
See, IP blocking and all, which you are telling now, it will be answered by 99% of the candidates. But
Yes.
these things, captcha, account lockout, rate limiting, these are very unique things which very few candidates answer. So this is
Okay.
why I'm telling you the prevention technique also along with this, because the interviewer wants to know how the attacker will attack and how, as a SOC analyst, you will be preventing it. So that is the ultimate goal of interviewer, to listen from you, whether do you have an understanding of it or not. Okay, now dictionary attack. We have some water. Give me one. Dictionary attack. As you know, dictionary has a limited words. When you open a dictionary, some words, sorry, some words might be there, right? So it is limited. Like, what is the meaning of uh, a hotel? What is the meaning of a car? So those words are limited. It's not like the in case of brute force, anything can be there. AONCL at the rate OXYZ 123 exclamation at the rate, anything can be there. But in dictionary, it is not like that. The words are limited, right? So here it says uses word list faster than brute force because the words are limited. That's why it's faster. Targets weak common password. Suppose you have kept your password like India at the rate 123. India is a very common term in dictionary word, and it will search for India and then it will try for 123. It will compromise it. Sorry. So here it says pre-built list of common passwords and variations are tested highly effective against human chosen passwords. So that's why it is not recommended that you use human chosen password. And the same thing you can give the this you can learn account lockout for brute force, and the same is applicable for most of it, right? If you don't remember anything, just remember for brute force. The same prevention mechanism is applicable for most of the password based attacks. So again, password complexity, and I have been pawned checks. So there's a website called I have been pawned. So if you enter your phone number, your email address, or the other things related to you, then you can find that whether your password or anything is leaked anywhere or not. So you can do these kind of things. And again, the prevention techniques of brute force is applicable everywhere. Right now, rainbow table and pass the hash. So basically, these two techniques works on the hashing parameters. Here, so let me explain you what is hashing first. So when you write down your password in google.com or gmail.com, it goes into Gmail database and it gets stored over there. But it doesn't get stored in form of plain password, right? It doesn't get stored in form of plain password because of security reasons. It gets stored in form of hash, right? So once it gets stored in form of hash, the hash can be converted into password. If attacker has a hash to password table access from the database, then he can easily convert that into password, right? But there is a technique called salting, pepper and salt. You might have when you go in hotels or the restaurants, you might have seen that there are two small boxes. One is pepper and one is salt. So that why those boxes are kept, so that you can enhance the flavors of your food. Similarly, here also peppers and salt are enhancing the security of the hashes. So what it does, suppose hash is of 12 or 16 characters, say, right? 16 character hash. What it does, it will add some random values to the hash. Suppose pepper is 1298. So it will add that, and suppose salt is 1298. Suppose, and then it will add that value to that hash. So now the hash which was stored, which you entered, and the hash which was generated, which is stored, is added with that random value, right? And even if attacker has that hash, he can't convert it directly into the password because he doesn't know which random value is there, right? So that is basically the hashing concept which we follow uh, when we store, I mean, when a password gets stored. So here it says pre-computed hash to password table, fast lookups for unsalted hashes, neutralized by password salting. So what it does, uh, it when attacker gets able to hash to password table in that database, right? So it will convert hashes into password, and then it will be cracking down the password. So what are the prevention techniques for it? Unique salts per password. So whenever you enter a password, then there is a hashing mechanism, and then that salt is added. So that salt has to be unique. For password number one, it has to be 1 @ 29 something, anything you can keep, right? Password number two, it has to be 98 @ exclamation something like that, any random value. So that gets added into the hash, and it will enhance the security of the hash. And other prevention mechanism you can say of brute force, like account lockout, MFA, complex password captcha, everything you can correlate. But for rainbow table and uh, for rainbow table you can say that it's you should have a unique salt. Now pass the hash also uses hash technique only, but instead of password hash to password table, what it does, reuses captured NTLM hash without knowing the plain text password, right? So what attacker does, it captures the NTLM hash. Basically, NTLM is a authentication protocol, which is not used nowadays. Nowadays, it is replaced by Kerberos. So these are the authentication protocols in Windows. If anyone asks you what is NTLM and Kerberos, you can say that it's an authentication method in Windows which is used to verify the identity of a user. Okay. Now here it says how it works. Attacker captures NTLM hash from memory. It uses Mimikatz tool for this, then authenticates as that user without cracking the hash. Because the hash is captured, suppose in Windows the hash is captured in the memory, right? What the attacker will do, it will directly capture the NTLM hash from the memory because the system is compromised, so it will capture the hash. Now he doesn't need password. He doesn't need to even convert it. He will directly use that hash and he will crack it. He will crack the authentication mechanism. Okay, because he already has the hash. Now how to restrict it, since I told that NTLM is the old protocol, a new protocol is Kerberos, so you have to mention like restrict NTLM and implement Kerberos and force MFA credential guard, you can say, but you can include all the points from brute force. Okay, so brute force is a very common preventive measures which you can use everywhere. Rainbow table, you have to learn unique sort per password, and for pass the hash, you have to learn restrict NTLM and use Kerberos.